You probably think spotting a psychopath is easy cold eyes, violent temper, maybe even criminal behavior. But here's the unsettling truth. The most dangerous psychopaths don't look like villains at all. They can be the funniest coworker, the most attentive friend, even the perfect partner. What makes them dangerous isn't what they show, but what they hide. Today, we'll uncover 5 hidden psychology tricks. Psychopaths use methods so subtle you won't notice them until it's too late. Most people believe charm is a natural gift, a personality trait you either have or don't. But for psychopaths, charm isn't a gift, it's a weapon. Unlike genuine friendliness, their charm is perfectly tailored, almost too good to be true. They study your speech patterns, mirror your interests, and reflect your values back to you like a flawless mirror. It feels flattering, even magnetic. Yet, psychologists warn this isn't real connection, it's performance. And the performance always has a purpose. Here's the giveaway. Real warmth doesn't vanish when the spotlight turns off, but psychopathic charm does. FBI profilers describe moments when a charming colleague, all smiles in public, goes cold the second they're alone. No warmth, no connection, just calculation. Dr. Robert Hare, creator of the psychopathy checklist, identified this superficial charm as one of the most reliable warning signs. If you notice someone whose charm disappears when you're no longer useful, you're not just dealing with charisma. You're facing a hunter. We assume emotions are universal. Joy looks like joy. Sadness feels authentic. But psychopaths don't process feelings like most of us. Neuroscience research at the University of Wisconsin shows reduced activity in brain regions tied to empathy and fear. Their smiles, learned behaviors. Their sympathy, rehearsed lines. Every now and then, the mask slips the so-called dead eyes moment. A blank, empty stare when genuine emotion should be there. If someone laughs at tragedy, shows rage over tiny inconveniences, or tells trauma like reading a shopping list, you might be seeing emotional emptiness, not stoicism. Think of emotions as a stage play. Psychopaths are expert actors, not participants. They watch how others respond, then copy the performance. This is why they can seem strangely off. A hug that feels rehearsed, a compliment that doesn't match the moment. Psychologists call it affective mimicry, the ability to imitate without feeling. For most of us, emotions are signals from within. For them, emotions are tools to manage perception. They don't feel your pain. They only learn how to display pain when it benefits them. Have you ever felt strangely compelled to protect someone whose victim story didn't quite add up? Psychopaths excel at strategic victimhood. Unlike real survivors, their tales of betrayal are carefully engineered. Oxford research shows they craft narratives so emotionally charged they bypass your rational defenses. The formula is predictable. They were exceptional. Others were jealous. Betrayal struck despite their goodness. And now they need your loyalty. It's a playbook, not a confession. And it works because questioning them feels cruel, even when the details don't make sense. Compassion is one of humanity's greatest strengths, and psychopaths know it. They weaponize sympathy, pulling resources, attention, and loyalty from those who care most. Survivors often describe feeling guilty for doubting them, even when inconsistencies scream otherwise. That's the trick. Their stories are designed to paralyze critical thinking. What looks like vulnerability is really manipulation. They're not just telling you what happened, they're telling you what you must do for them and what terrible person you'd be if you refused. To most of us, relationships are built on connection. To psychopaths, they're extraction points. Studies from the University of British Columbia show they view people as resource packages, money, housing, status, skills. They identify what you have, then build a relationship around accessing it. What they give back always comes with hidden costs. Psychopaths don't see friends, they see opportunities. The most chilling sign? They often isolate you from others who might warn you, cutting support systems until you're trapped in their web of dependency. Think of it like this. A con artist doesn't want witnesses. Psychopaths use subtle tactics to distance you from protective voices. They don't really get you. They're jealous. We don't need them. Soon, you find yourself increasingly dependent on the psychopath for validation, resources, even reality checking. By the time you notice the pattern, you're already entangled. This isn't someone going through a rough patch. It's a lifelong blueprint of exploitation. And every step is carefully calculated to keep you exactly where they want you under control. We expect cruelty to serve a purpose, anger, revenge, or gain. But with psychopaths, cruelty can be entertainment. Harvard studies reveal that watching distress activates reward centers in their brains. Small tests often come first. Breaking promises, spreading rumors, small humiliations. They're probing boundaries. What will you tolerate? What makes you break? Once they know your limits, they escalate. Unlike normal conflict, their harm often seems pointless until you realize the point isn't gain. The point is pleasure. They're not just indifferent to suffering. They enjoy it. The cruelest pattern? They often target those least able to defend themselves, children, elderly, animals, or anyone already struggling. Why? Vulnerability ensures easier suffering with fewer consequences. Survivors describe the chilling realization. The harm wasn't necessary. It was deliberate. This is the core difference. Difficult people may hurt you accidentally. Psychopaths hurt because they want to. Once you see this pattern, the mask of charming friend or perfect partner shatters, revealing what was there all along: predatory delight in destruction. Normally, we solve problems through conversation, empathy, or boundaries. With psychopaths, these methods backfire. Montreal research shows their brains process social interaction differently, making empathy appeals meaningless and boundaries irresistible challenges. Couples therapy, mediation, they turn these into performance stages, manipulating mediators while collecting intel on your weaknesses. Survivors often say, the more I tried to fix it, the worse it became. That's because with psychopaths, conflict resolution isn't possible. They don't want resolution, they want leverage. So what works? Experts recommend the Grey Rock method. Become boring, unresponsive, predictable, share minimal details, avoid emotional displays, and provide no fuel, neither joy nor anger. Psychopaths crave stimulation, deny it, and they lose interest. At the same time, document everything, secure resources, and quietly rebuild your support network. Escape isn't about winning. It's about becoming unappealing. The less engaging you are, the sooner they'll move on to more reactive targets. Escaping is one step. Healing is another. Psychopaths excel at coercive control, dismantling your sense of reality until you doubt your own perceptions. Harvard trauma specialists emphasize recovery begins with validation your experiences were real, your reactions normal. Survivors often describe a moment of clarity, when behaviors that once confused them suddenly look obvious. That moment is the first true step toward freedom, not just from the psychopath, but from the self-doubt they planted in your mind. Here's the hardest truth. Psychopathy is not like other conditions. Decades of studies, including a 30-year California project, found traditional therapy often makes psychopaths worse, teaching them emotional vocabulary without the actual feelings. They become better manipulators. Current science focuses not on cure, but risk management. That sounds bleak, but it carries a crucial lesson. Don't waste years trying to create empathy where the hardware doesn't exist. Protect yourself, not their image. You can heal. They cannot change. So what have we learned? Psychopaths don't reveal themselves through obvious cruelty. They hide behind tricks, weaponized charm, emotional masks, strategic victimhood, resource exploitation, and calculated destruction. These aren't quirks of personality. They're patterns of predation. The most important insight? Their behavior isn't personal, it's neurological. They're not failing to choose empathy. They're wired without it. That's why your instincts struggled, your healthy brain couldn't comprehend theirs. Knowledge is your shield. By spotting the tricks early, you can protect your time, your energy, your trust. Remember, compassion is a strength, but it must be guarded. When charm feels too perfect, when emotions feel rehearsed, when victim stories feel rehearsed, trust the discomfort. It's not paranoia, it's perception. If this video helped you see things differently, subscribe to Curious Facts for more mind-opening science stories, psychological insights, and fascinating discoveries. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.